George Matthews with you on Jackets TV, being brought to you by Ohio Health. This is the second day of development camp at the Ice House at Nationwide Arena. 30 to 40 players in camp. Most of these players have been drafted by the Jackets after the last 2 to 3 years, coming out of college hockey or as well major junior. Now, of course, Ryan Johansson's here, Boone Jenner as well. Boone Jenner drafted in the second round this past weekend. A bit of a surprise pick, 37th overall in the draft, and he has played well at the camp so far. And you talk and listen to some people, Boone Jenner is a guy that's got a chance possibly to be a very competitive player in the National Hockey League. But it's more than just the new faces on the ice. There's also new faces on the coaching staff here this week. Todd Richards, the former head coach of the Minnesota Wild, is here. He's an assistant coach now with the Jackets. And of course, Ian Clark is the new goaltending coach here with the Jackets, having come from Florida, and is, of course, as well, the Vancouver Canucks. I guess the main guy that he's worked with, and a guy that really he has certainly been part of his development here in the National Hockey League, is goaltender Roberto Luongo. We've got a chance to talk to Ian about some of these goaltending prospects that are at camp this week, and of course, as well, we want to talk to Ian about goaltender Steve Mason in the upcoming season.
Obviously, they play the most important role on the team. They have the biggest single impact in team success in a lot of ways, and so from my perspective, I always look to our goaltenders to be our hardest workers. I expect them to have tremendous attention to detail. The preparation has to be impeccable, and so really at the opening bell here for me, my objective is to start to implant those seeds in these guys.
Alan York is coming off of 3 seasons playing college hockey at RPI before joining Springfield at the end of last season. He is now getting his first few days of work in under Clark.
He's throwing a lot of stuff at us. He seems like he really knows what he's doing, and I like everything he's throwing at me. Reminds me a lot of the coach I had back in college.
Well, here's a guy that's has got a real nice blend between that technical framework I described, but also a real competitive goaltender. Shows some athleticism within his game, and that's really what I look for in a goaltender, is that balance. I want to see goaltenders evolve in all of these areas. You know, each goaltender has a different recipe.
York is in his 4th development camp since being drafted in 2007. He will now be looking for his first full pro season.
I think the main thing is just getting some seasoning, just getting used to the level, obviously, and just overall, like, improving every part of my game. Basically, just keep making steps.
One of Clark's tasks in the fall will be helping goaltender Steve Mason improve his game next season.
This is a tremendously talented netminder, and again, a goaltender with a lot of size. Again, he occupies an enormous amount of space. He is also a very naturally gifted athletic goaltender from the standpoint of his ability to operate in scrambles and those kinds of areas. So this is a, I think that you mentioned the last couple of years, I mean, it's a learning experience.
The other goaltenders Clark is working with at this camp are Martin Ouellette and Matthew Corbeil. Tomorrow, development camp continues with the skate test beginning at 9 a.m. For Jackets TV, presented by Ohio Health, I'm George Matthews.